Okay, so here I am inside my camper, new camper. Um, yeah, yesterday, last night, came out here, filmed the previous video you probably saw up here somewhere. Um, so filmed that, did a bunch of B-roll takes and so just outdoor shots of it and stuff that I was just gonna put music over, and then came out and got a microphone ready, got my camera in, did the entire walkthrough interview on the GoPro, and then realized this lavalier mic I got is newish. I use it on my vlog rides, so I got another one for to hopefully get better audio, right? So part of that, the Purple Panda is what the microphone is. Part of that is you need an adapter to plug into the GoPro Media Mod. So I didn't realize yesterday when I was filming it all that I didn't have that adapter put on. So basically the entire time I filmed everything, the whole walk through the camper and all that, and then got no audio on any of it. So here we are, day two. I released the video last night of just kind of some music and kind of the outside, a little bit of the inside of the camper. So hopefully you saw that. But I wanted to talk a little bit about why I bought the camper. So it is a 26 DBH. So the box, the living cabin, whatever, is 26 feet long, or 8 feet wide, and there's maybe 2 feet of tongue length on it. I don't think that's including there's like a little rack on the back that folds down. I don't think that's including that, but that's maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet when it's folded down. Probably 2 feet. So 26 feet long, box size. It's roughly 5,000 pounds, a little over 5,000 pounds, dry weight, and that's not including all the stuff we put into it. I pulled it home from the dealer on Friday. Rhonda pulled it like she wasn't there, which I expected, right? My truck has a unique transmission in it, so it pulled it without a problem. The only thing that would ever become a problem on that truck being able to hold it would be the suspension. But if I ever got to the point where it was just sagging too much, where I'd worried I'd put airbags on it, and problem solved. So 5,000 pounds. It's got a front bedroom, which I'll show you some shots of that, hopefully. It's got a front bedroom that has like close off doors, which is nice because my children tend to wake up at 6 in the morning and listen to tablets, so that drowns out some of that noise. It's got electric fireplace that I have going right now. It kind of takes the chill off. It's 61 in here right now. It's getting cool, but hopefully it warms up pretty quick. I'm sitting next to it and I'm comfortable. So it's got that. It's got a mount for TV. We've got the old TV from the old camper in there, so it's small. It looks ridiculous, but maybe over the winter I'll upgrade to a better TV for it. Not that I watch it a lot anyway, but it's nice on rainy days or something where you're stuck in the camper. Pop a movie on. This couch I'm sitting on jackknifes into like a futon, and then the dinette next to me folds down to a table, and then the 2 double bed bunks. So all in all, it sleeps 10 people, which I don't need by any means, but kids might want to take some friends or something in the future and come camping with us or something. So we're ready for that. Do I need such a big camper? No. I came from a 17 foot. The previous camper was 17 feet long. Had the same. It had a queen bed for the master, and then it had 2 twin bed bunks. It was fine. As far as sleeping goes, it was fine. The problem with that camper, which still not terrible. I mean, I did love that camper. We did take it a lot of places. It was lightweight. I think it was under 4,000 pounds. I could be wrong, but I want to say under 4,000 pounds. It was light. We could drive it anywhere. It was fine. The problem with it was just storage. For us, you've got two kids in here. You're cooking meals and stuff. The kitchen had one small little cabinet above the sink that was like a half cabinet. You couldn't store anything in it. It was you'd put a couple cans in there or plates and forks, and that thing would be full. Um, there wasn't really any storage under the sink. There was like a small shelf where we could fit like a small tote with some utensils and stuff, cooking utensils. But like as far as pots and pans or anything, there was no oven to store it in. So everything pots and pan wise, cooking implements wise, had to be stored under the bed. That was the only real storage. So anytime you needed anything, you had to open up both the blinds on both sides, lift up the bed, find the tote underneath the massive, hole of storage that they give you that you need, pull out your things, close it all back down. It's not terrible, but you start doing that, 5, 6 times a day, or somebody's on it, and you got to have them get up or something. It becomes a pain in the butt. So that was the main problem, is just storage. Food wise, we didn't have anywhere to store food. I was storing it in a small cabinet above the bed. But like anything more than 2 days, we would have food like piled up on top of the stove, and just stuff would be everywhere. You needed everything. It was just too small and confined, so it just became a problem. Where it's like, where do we store things? And then the fridge had an issue where the fridge worked great, but the lock on the freezer door was underneath the door. So if you hit a hard enough bump while traveling, that latch would come down enough to release the door. And no matter what, every trip we had, we'd pull over somewhere to rest stop, check on it, and you'd have food defrosting on the floor and a puddle of melted ice or whatever, So that was frustrating. I tried different things, wedging stuff in there to get it to not open, but it just kept opening. So this camper solves this. Other than that, it was a good camper. It was lightweight. It worked for us. But I'm like, the kids are getting bigger. They're going to want friends to come. We need storage. So all these things added up to, what camper do I get? I looked at a 23-foot one, so 3 foot smaller than this, which would have been fine. But I didn't like the layouts of it. It was just strangely laid out. Like, there was no wall for the bedroom. It was just like the couch was turned sideways and like in front of the bed, and it just seemed weird. The dinette was only just the 2 bench style. It didn't have the big U dinette like I prefer. What else? There was no oven. The storage over the kitchen was a lot smaller. And I think that was about it. I don't think it came with a pantry either. So the pantry's a huge win. So basically I started looking between that and the 26. The 23 would have worked, right? It basically solved most of my problems. It opened up a few new ones. So I started thinking about it. I'm like, if I buy this 23, am I going to want to upgrade to a 26 in the next 2 years? Probably. So why not just go for the 26? I was like, just get it over with now. Get the 26. It's what you're going to want to end up in anyway. And hopefully I stay in this camper for, years to come. It's light enough to still pull with my truck, but it gives us the privacy that we want, the storage that we want, the comfort, creature comforts that we want, like a couch and stuff. I tend to work. I'm a night owl. Everybody else is sleeping. I tend to be up till 2, 3 in the morning working on stuff. So either editing video or working on code. I'm a software engineer by day. So I'll work at night on stuff like that. So I didn't want to like keep people awake by screens being on and stuff. This allows privacy for them, and I can still sit out here and work. Storage wise, we have more storage than we need now. So you get to either buy more stuff, which cool, or we just have plenty of room to grow into this as we need more room. The fridge problems are solved. Instead of the little latches, they now have this little bar thing that kind of moves over and just keeps your doors shut while you're driving. Like, who would have thought? So that fixes that. The food storage issue of piling it up. We have a massive pantry now that we can stock 2 weeks worth of food, if not more, in there, and just have plenty of room between the fridge and the pantry. Food storage is solved, and all the pots and pan storage that used to be under the bed is now in the pantry too. Still plenty of room. Still cabinets, drawers, all kinds of stuff galore. We have an oven, so we can bake things now, bake pizzas and things for dinner. Um, Microwave still, that's about the same. I like the other one, to be honest. The other one from the other camper was stainless. This is black plastic, but whatever. Not a huge deal. Another big issue with the other one was there was no sink in the bathroom. So anytime you had to brush your teeth in the morning or night or whatever, you had to get in the shower, and there was like this little sink in the corner that the shower head came down and was your faucet. And it was just really weird and awkward. And if you showered in it the night before, the floor was wet in the morning. So you're trying to brush your teeth in the morning in a wet, shower, and it sucked. So this has its own bathroom sink. It's big enough for that. The shower's it's probably the same size shower, but it feels bigger because it has like a sunroof on it to like give you a little more headroom. So that's cool. There's another sun window, I don't know what they're called. Sunroof? Yeah, sunroof. There's a sunroof above the kitchen, above my head here, that has like a blind pulls open and close. Cool. And just like all the other like just cool factors of like black tinted glass outer doors, and the outdoor kitchen, like super cool. Gives you another fridge so you're not in and out looking for drinks all day. You can have a little outdoor fridge out there. It's got an ice maker, which is cool, and it's got like a pull-out grill, which is another cool thing. So last year I bought like a Blackstone, but not Blackstone, like a knockoff Blackstone flat top grill. I cooked on that in a lot of my other videos. You've seen it. So we've been using that to camping because that thing's awesome. It cooks everything you need other than a burner, which I've got, right? So I've been using that. Well, I pulled this thing out when I got there, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's got a little grill. I'll probably never use it, but it's there if I want it, Which, hey, I'm not going to complain about redundancies or other stuff. So I'm like, hey, one day I might forget the flat top, and we've got a grill. Cool, no problem. So I didn't. That's where I left it. I brought it home and I start cleaning stuff out, and I'm in the front storage thing, and I was like, what's this big chunk of metal? It's in a plastic bag. It's new, whatever it is. So I pull it out. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what? This looks like a shelf. What is this? And then light bulb. It's a flat top that goes on top of that grill. I pulled that out, set it on top. I have a second flat top grill. I think I'm still going to bring the other one, the other flat top grill. I'm probably still going to bring that one and cook everywhere because I can put it on a picnic table and take it away from the camper to cook. For some reason, I don't see how you cook on this without splashing like grease and stuff from your food all over your fridge and that, or all over the side of your camper, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem right. You know what I mean? Plus also leveling it. If your camper's on a little tilt, is the grease just going to flow to the back of the flat top? So we'll find out. I'm going to mess with it. We've got a trip. We already have one trip booked for sure before the end of the year. I want to try to squeeze the second one in, but I don't know if we'll have time or not. I still have a lot of things to do around the house, but so that's why. That's why I decided, hey, let's upgrade. Let's buy a bigger camper. Does it mean I'm not tent camping anymore or gonna sleep in a hammock anymore? No, I love tent camping. I love hammock camping. I love rustic camping altogether. Every year I try to do some rustic camping for sure, and that part of camping I love. That speaks to me. But when you have small children, that kind of camping can be tough too. It's not easy for them to go out into just raw nature and camp. So I reserve those kind of trips for me, or me and some friends or family, whatever. But when we go camping with the kids, we take the camper. It's easier for them. They've got a bathroom and a shower and access to electronics and things, because kids can't go without electronics nowadays. So I'm still going to do tent camping. I'm still going to do hammock camping. I'm going to do camper camping. You know, my whole channel is all about just everything outdoors. Whether that be any type of camping, whether that be motorcycle vlogging, kayaking, mountain biking you've seen me do, just anything. There's a lot more that I want to do. I want to start getting into bushcrafting stuff later this year. So I want to start probably over the winter when I can't do a whole lot because Michigan winters are horrible. But I want to get into like bushcraft carving, how to make a spoon, how to carve, bowls. I want to make a kuksa. There's some projects there I want to do. There's some woodworking projects I want to do. Not so much outdoors, but maybe you guys are interested in that too. So I might do that. I just bought a dovetail jig and some other stuff for wood. It's basically joinery for wood. So I just bought a bunch of jigs for that. I'm very much into traditional woodworking. I'm trying to teach myself that skill. It's a dying skill, dying art. But basically, traditional woodworking is there's no power tools. Everything's done by hand chisels, hand planes, hand everything. So I want to do more of that. Maybe I'll show some more of that, while I'm not hiking or camping or something, just to bring some content. I find that stuff interesting. Yes, my channel's about outdoors, but I'm also going to I'm just going to film whatever I enjoy. Whatever I like doing, I'm going to film and put up there. Is it necessarily about outdoors? Maybe not, but it's me having fun doing what I want to do. And I'll put it on YouTube. If you want to watch it, watch it. If not, it's okay. No hurt feelings here. There's plenty of, creators and content creators on YouTube. But I'm trying to up my quality with every video. I'm investing in equipment when I can, hence the microphone. I noticed audio issues before. I brought on a second camera, which I'm still trying to figure out the use of that one a little bit more. That one's more complex. The GoPro's kind of easy. Point, click, go. This one has, that gimbal and stuff on it, so that makes it a little more difficult. But anyway, I'm ranting now. But so yeah, this is the camper. So I will walk you guys through the camper now. I showed you kind of just pictures and things of me opening cabinets and stuff with some music, but I'll go into a little more depth and talk about it if they're interested from there. If not, then you can stop watching this video now. Maybe you already have. I've been ranting for a while. We'll see. So you come in through the front door and you're immediately to the right of you is this fireplace. So the fireplace has a bunch of different modes. I showed that in the other video, different colors and high and low modes, temperature settings and things. Your typical electric fireplace, but nice to have in here. A couple drawers with some storage, and then just a little knick-knack shelf. So this cool radio here plays inside and outside of the camper. Can connect to Bluetooth. Has a bunch of features that I don't even know about yet. Obviously haven't set the time. And then the TV up above. Like I said, kind of small, looks ridiculous with the cables hiding, but maybe next year I'll upgrade to a bigger TV. It works for now. Back in here is the bedroom, which I'll keep the light on for. So back in here is the bedroom. It's got, so this kind of both sides of the bed has a closet with hanging storage in it. There's mirrors, those to open up for hanging storage, and then some storage up above. Each side of the bed has its own reading light, and then there's a reading light, like a room light up above. And then comes with your own air conditioning vent that you can turn and move. These doors here close back and forth, so those will close off just some privacy. And there's a pass-through up in the top of the ceiling up there behind the door for cables to come through. So we could technically mount a TV up above the bed, but I don't want that or need that. Windows on both sides. You got a regular window over there, and then you've got this like tall, skinny window over here. And then both sides of the bed have outlets and independent USB outlets. So back into here, We've got the couch that jackknifes down into a bed, just like a regular futon, and these cushions here just kind of come off, turns it into a bed, or you can use that for a pillow, I guess. It's not the longest of couches, so if you're a grown adult, kind of fetal position might work, or this might be a good place for kids to sleep. Next to that, you've got the full U dinette that I wanted. Table goes down, and the cushions on the back come down, and it turns into a full double bed, long enough for adults to sleep in. Underneath those, both of those drawers pull out for storage. They're just massive, massive drawers, so they store a ton. This ladder pulls out for the kids to come out. Super big plus. The other camper did not have a ladder, and that caused my daughter, was actually coming down this year, coming down off the top bunk, missed a step, fell down, and wound up breaking her wrist. So she was in a cast for a few weeks. This ladder, huge plus. Over here, we've got the thermostat, digital thermostat. So you want the temperature in here to be 72, and it's 110 outside because Michigan, and the air will run until it's 72 and then shut off. Huge plus. The other one would just, you either had two temperatures. You either had it's too hot in here or you're freezing in here. That's basically what it gave you, even if you had it on low. So that is super cool. Another thing is the 65 in here. It was 61 when I started this video. I don't have any heat on other than that fireplace, so it is warming up in here nicely. So back to here, we got double beds, double bunks for the kids with those curtains kind of close so it can give them privacy. The bottom bunk has its own like emergency exit window that opens up, and the top one just has this like little one. That's one thing I don't like, is they didn't give you a blind with that window, so we've got to figure that out. I'm gonna have to figure out how to put a blind up there. Both of them as well have 110 outlets and USB outlets, so that's super cool, and they just have a ton of room now, and they are in their own little independent lights. And here is the bathroom, so I can come over here, flip the lights on with just a switch now, which awesome. Just little creature comforts, you know. So here's the sink I was telling you about. You know, just got a real nice, got a O-ring from a GoPro mount. So we've got our own sink now, independent sink, not in the shower, nice and deep. We've got a counter space to be actually put toothbrushes and things on. Up above, a vanity opens up with a ton of storage. There's storage underneath. That's super cool. Standard RV plastic toilet, nothing fancy there. And then the shower here was just a very nice, decent sized shower. I mean, for an RV, it's a decent sized shower, but there's that sunroof I was telling you about. So it's nice because it gives you a little more headroom and you're not like bumping your head on things. Up above in the ceiling, got a max air vent. Also really nice. The other one I had was just a really tiny little fan that made a bunch of noise. This one has 4 speeds, and it pushes a lot of air out, so it's nice. Here, over here is the pantry. So just massive shelves, you know, to store just everything. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. 4.5 shelves. Like, you can fit all our pots and pans, griddles, Tupperware, water. At the bottom, conveniently, is the width of a 24 case of bottled water. You know, and then just whatever we need. So that's awesome. There's storage for days. This is that lever I was telling you about on the fridge. So it opens up, and then you just pull it open. You know, just massive fridge, store a ton of stuff in here, extra storage in the door. The freezer up top, same thing. Plenty of room. And the door, and then this is cool. Check this out. So like you let it go, and it stops. Like here, push it, bounce, bounce. It's like a little like, it's not soft close. I don't know what that's called, but it stops it from slamming, I guess. So there's that. Microwave up top. Fan. This cutting board is like magnetic and pops off. We've got another cutting board stuck behind there because that one will probably become magnetic. But what I really want to do, or decorative, I mean, what I really want to kind of do is go find a laser etcher and etch Mateo Outdoors into that cutting board. Like, how friggin' cool would that be? Like the logo on there, yeah. Oven underneath. Blue lights. Reminds me of Rambo every time. What's this? It's a blue light. What's it do? It turns blue. Then over here, we've got the big farmhouse style stainless steel sink with the, the faucet that comes out and turns into a, rinser or whatever. Cabinets underneath the sink, drawers underneath the sink, cabinets up above. So, and then we're back to the fireplace. Front door is glass on the outside, and I'm sure you saw in the bathroom, same kind of style door. I did notice that the window, even though the outside glass is black tinted, at nighttime, or even in the day, if it's bright enough in here, you could see through that and see people, which is fine up here. Not so much in the bathroom. I didn't know if you noticed in here or not, but the toilet is right in front of the door. So I don't feel like making eye contact with people while I'm doing my business. So I found these shades on Amazon that they fit right up in there. This thin shade ready. It's a thin shade. It clips up in there, and now I've got like a little black blind privacy screen that shuts off. So I mean, that's the camper. That's everything. There's this, can you see it in here? There's the sunroof. So it just kind of slides open to let a little more daylight in. It's not clear, you can't see up top, but it's, it's enough to let some natural light in and stuff, so that's cool. Yeah, that's basically it. Oh, these things. These are so cool. These are called zebra shades. I've never heard of those before until he picked it up. First we're looking at it, we're like, oh, there's no blinds on this? And he's like, no, they're up there. And we're like, where? He's like, pull the plastic. So we pull this plastic tab down. And the shades come down, and it's like, you see how it's like black strips? Well, you can move them. Like here, can I show this here? Yeah, so like, you move it, look at that. Did you see that? Like, that's nighttime mode. So that's like the dark, and then that's like daytime mode. Of course, I didn't do it right, so I'm still learning all this. Okay, so that's like nighttime mode, right? Nobody could see in. And then if you go to like daytime mode, like it goes up a little bit, and now you've got daytime mode, and it lets like light in, you can still see out, or you can roll them all the way up. Like, greatest invention ever. I had no idea, right? So that's cool too. This other thing is, now I'm like bouncing around a lot. So another cool thing is this massive slide here. Pulls in, but still gives you enough room to walk down the aisle if you needed to. If you're like driving and you got to pull over somewhere, that used to be a thing, but don't really need it if we're doing bathroom steps on the way anywhere because we've got the back bathroom door. But also cool that you can still come in here and walk, down the hall with the slide closed. So that's nice. Electric awning, outdoor stereo, just all the like creature comforts and all the like fun comforts too to have, So this might be a cool tailgater camper too. I mean, it's gonna be a cool tailgate camper. So yeah, that's it. I wanted to just mention, because I didn't get any of that audio in the other video. But I just wanted to mention, that's why I bought the camper. That's
what I intend to use it for, and we'll see what adventures it takes us on.